Hi, my name's Amanda Trout and welcome to Reality Arts Podcast. Each week I will bring you a different insight and inspiration about art, creativity and arts in health. Join me as we step out of our comfort zones, unwrap those hidden gems and move forward in our creative purpose. You're listening to Reality Arts, helping you to increase your creativity and unlock your hidden talents. Well, hello and welcome to the Stepping Out October bonus recordings. I'm going to be taking part, or I am taking part, in a 31-day blog challenge where I post for every day in October on my blog. And I'm sharing some of the information here. Now, I love creating challenges for myself and joining ones by others. And my challenge for the rest of this month is to reflect on some of the series that I've created for myself and the inspiration that I've taken away from that. Now, today I'm sharing about the 31 art journal. It's a series, not really a challenge. And I shared 31 different art journals that I had mostly made or altered, say from recycling a book or a catalogue or a directory. And I made these over a period of time. So I've been creating for many years, and I embarked on art journaling, I would say about 14 years, if not more. I've probably been doing it a lot longer, but I think I really got into it seriously about 14 years. And I was trying to find what my particular style was. I wasn't sure how or where to find it, but I found that working in an art journal allowed me to experiment. I never quite got it with sketchbooks, but when I embarked on art journaling and seeing, I guess it's kind of similar for some people, if you look at some people's art journaling. Anyway, so I created small pieces and built up my confidence. And I would use my art journal in the same way as my written journal. So every day. So I use my written journal every day. For those of you who've heard of the Artist Way and morning pages, I do my morning pages. It's like 3 pages of just you just write basically. And I use my art journal in the same way. So whether I feel like creating background pages or whether I feel like creating an image, or sometimes what I would do is create a background page, leave it, and then come back and create an image. So I would create pieces that spoke to me and told my story. So not necessarily for others to see, but to enable me to express myself visually, where my morning pages, I don't really like combining the two in that way. I like to be able to get all my thoughts out written wise, and then what I do is, not at the same time, but in terms of my art journal, it's a way of expressing yourself where you can't necessarily find the words, and that's for me anyway, or just, trying to get down some ideas. So at one point I did try and combine my written journal and my art journal, but for me they just fulfill a necessary function on their own, and I use both. And more recently I've been putting journaling after I've created a picture, and it's not really done straight after I've created a picture in my art journal. It's usually done afterwards, where the picture that I've created in my art journal is speaking to me in a particular way, or I want to play on the image or add some things. So it's almost like a work in progress, and more often than not, what I've written on the page or the image is not necessarily something that I would go back to and reread. It's usually done in a way that it adds a visual, the visualness of the written, and I'd be writing on the face, on the clothes, around the thing, just to get out something that I'm trying to express at that particular moment. sometimes I remember the emotion that I was feeling when I wrote, when I journaled on the image, but more often than not, I just get kind of a sense of what I've written. Sometimes it's legible, sometimes it isn't. But over the years of making or taking many courses, I became confident with making my own art journals. And I also, as I said before, I repurpose books. Children's books are great for making art journals. And I found catalogues are good for creating art journals because of the type of paper that they make them from. I used to buy them, but I found that when you make them or alter them yourself, it adds to the uniqueness and has an integral part to the stories that that particular art journal will hold. But as time has gone on and playing about with my own style, I have my own way of doing things, and I create a lot of my art journals from recycled materials. And it's wonderful to see what would normally be thrown away, and it's great to see them be transformed into a thing of beauty. And I normally combine collage and other mixed media supplies. Creating the 31 Art Journal Challenge has enabled me to see just how many art journals I have created. And I've probably got double that. And it also, when you look back on them or you look in them, and it's just so lovely to, see what you might have been thinking when you created it. I mean, I create art journals from, the thick card or fabric. I like doing the fabric ones because then you can introduce sewing into that as well. But yeah, I just love making art journals, and I encourage you to try making your own. Get out your supplies, see what you've got available to you currently, and try making different sizes. Maybe start off with a small one and see which one works with you, and let me know how you get on. So tomorrow I will share the second part from my 31 art journal series, looking at a few more art journals that I've shared. If you go to my blog, the link in the profile, you'll see some of the videos that I shared of the art journals that I've created. And I hope during this month that you'll find some time to maybe challenge yourself, be creative, and stretch yourself a little bit. So why not join me each day for the rest of October? We are diving into some exciting challenges, and we're looking at ways in which they can impact on your life. And I can tell you that through doing all these challenges myself, it really does stretch you. The other thing is, when you do the challenges, you, depending on how long you do them, you end up with some great content that you can share in other ways. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. It's never too late to start. The main thing is to take one step at a time and do something that you find interesting. So on my blog, I've left some links for you to check out, some discounts, some books. You might want to try some art journaling books, some examples of how to start art journaling. But I think the main thing is to just start. And I'd love to hear how you create, what kind of art journals you've been creating, what's your favorite type of art journal, and how you've been challenging yourself. So take care for now. Thank you for listening to this week's podcast. You can check me out on my blog or YouTube channel for more creative insights, videos and reviews. Stay blessed and be a blessing.